Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Soulful Selfcare, the podcast where we explore practical tips, inspiring stories, and gentle guidance to help you live your best life. I'm your host, Beverly J. Miller, and today's topic is one that resonates with so many people: how to stop overthinking and take bold action. If you've ever found yourself paralyzed by fear or stuck in a loop of overthinking, then this episode is for you. I know from personal experience how overwhelming it can feel when you have dreams and desires, but your own fear holds you back from taking action. I've been there, making excuses, doubting myself, and wondering if I was good enough. But here's the thing: fear doesn't have to control your life. Today, we're going to explore how to break free from the grip of overthinking and take those first steps toward bold action. I'll share practical tips, tools, and real life examples to help you move forward fearlessly. So let's dive in. Fear is a powerful emotion. In its purest form, fear is a survival mechanism. It's your brain telling you to be cautious when something threatens your safety. You see, the thing is, not all fears are rooted in immediate danger. Many of our fears are based on imagined outcomes, worries about failure, judgment, or uncertainty about the future. You see, the science behind fear, I find it so fascinating. The amygdala, a part of your brain, plays a huge role in detecting threats. When it perceives a potential danger, whether this danger is physical or emotional, it triggers the fight or flight response. This response was essential for survival in ancient times, but in today's world, it's often triggered by things like public speaking, job interviews, or making big life changes. I remember a time when I was terrified of speaking up in a meeting. I thought my ideas weren't good enough and that I'd be judged. But when I pushed through the fear and spoke up, I realized I had valuable insights and I was met with support and not judgment. Fear had tricked me into thinking I wasn't good enough. We all often face a variety of fears that impact our personal and professional growth. And some of these common fears include fear failure. This is a fear that stops us from trying new things because we're afraid of not succeeding. Then there's fear of judgment, where we worry about what others think of us, which leads us to hold back. And remember, what other people think about you is none of your business. The next is fear of rejection, the fear of being turned down or not being accepted can sometimes keep us from pursuing opportunities. And then there's the fear of the unknown. That's the uncertainty of what might happen, which can paralyze us from taking action. I want to acknowledge that these fears are normal. Everyone at some point has faced them. But just because they're normal doesn't mean that they have to control us. Overthinking is something so many of us struggle with. We analyze every possibility, second guess ourselves, and create scenarios that often aren't even true. This mental spiral creates so much self-doubt and stress, leading to paralysis by analysis. For example, I once spent weeks overthinking a big decision to change careers. I questioned everything. Was I qualified enough? What if I failed? What if I regretted it? The fear and overthinking almost kept me stuck. The truth is, overthinking keeps us from making decisions and moving forward. It's a way of staying in our comfort zone, so to speak, even though that zone is keeping us stuck. So how do we stop overthinking? Here are a few simple strategies that I have used and worked wonders for me. The first thing is mindfulness. By focusing on the present moment, you can quiet the chatter of overthinking. Try breathing exercises or focusing on what you can see, hear, and feel in the moment. Another thing that worked for me was journaling. You see, writing down your thoughts helps you get out of your head. It allows you to process your emotions and see things more clearly. Simple, right? The next is to set boundaries for your mind. Give yourself a time limit to think about a decision. After that time, move into action, even if it is just a small step. Let me give you a quick example. The next time you find yourself overthinking, take a few deep breaths and remind yourself that it's okay not to have all the answers right now. The most important thing is to move forward even if it is just a little step. What does bold action look like? Bold action doesn't mean being fearless. It means doing something even though you feel the fear. It's about taking that leap even when you're unsure of the outcome. Think about women like Maya Angelou, Oprah Winfrey, and Malala Yousafzai. They all faced fear and uncertainty at some point, but they took bold action. They spoke their truths, fought for justice, and changed the world, even when the odds were stacked against them. Bold action for you could be as simple as making that phone call, signing up for a course, or applying for that dream job. It's about doing something that aligns with your values and visions for your life, even if it's uncomfortable. So, what are the steps? The first step is often the hardest, right? But it doesn't have to be monumental. You can start small. Start by breaking it down. If the big goal feels overwhelming, break it down into smaller, manageable tasks. Next, take imperfect action. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. The best way to learn is by doing. And finally, trust yourself. Trust that you have what it takes to handle whatever comes your way. The key is to stop waiting for fear to disappear. Instead, you can choose to act in spite of the fear. Now let's look at shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance. A scarcity mindset focuses on what we lack: opportunities, resources, time. This mindset keeps us stuck in fear, believing there's not enough for everyone. An abundance mindset, on the other hand, believes there's plenty to go around. So by shifting your mindset, you can embrace possibilities and take risks without feeling threatened. Try this affirmation: there is enough for me and there is enough for others. Shift from a mindset of competition to one of collaboration and growth. Then try visualizing your success and embracing the unknown. So let's try a short visualization together. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine taking bold action towards your dreams. Picture the process, feel the emotions, and see yourself succeeding. This visualization helps you embrace the unknown and trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. When things go wrong in my life, I've often had people who look to serve with encouragement to tell me that my setback is a setup to a comeback. But what do you do in the meantime when you are facing a setback? You see, setbacks are a part of life, whether it's a rejection, failure, or an unexpected challenge. How you respond determines your future. That's what I've learned. The first thing to remember is setbacks do not define you. When I faced setbacks in my careers, I had to remind myself that each rejection or failure was a stepping stone. I embraced each setback as a lesson, something that would make me stronger and be more prepared for the next opportunity. I always ask myself, What have you learned from this experience? So, how do we keep moving forward after a setback? And these are the steps that I have used. And the first one is to reframe failure as feedback. So ask yourself, like I said earlier, what can I learn from this? Next is to don't isolate yourself. Reach out for support, whether that's friends, family, or a mentor. And thirdly, keep your vision clear. Remind yourself why you started and keep your goals in sight. Today, we explored how to move from fair to fearless by understanding fear, overcoming overthinking, and taking bold action. Remember, it's okay to feel fear, but it doesn't have to control your life. Take imperfect action, trust yourself, and keep moving forward. Now, I want to challenge you. After this podcast, take one bold step toward your dreams, whether it's making a decision, sending an email, or simply taking a deep breath and saying yes to an opportunity to do something today that moves you closer to the life you desire. And if you feel inspired, share your bold step with me and leave a comment on the podcast page. I'd love to hear from you on how you're moving from fear into action. Until next time, stay fearless and stay true to yourself. You deserve to live the life you've always dreamed of. Take care, my beautiful soul, and I'll talk to you soon.